Welcome back, ladies, gentlemen and Pikachus. I wanted to talk more about the reasons why people do drugs, with a view to possibly them avoiding doing them. You know, if you're talking to someone young and it's a glamorous, exciting thing and their friends are doing it or they're watching it on the telly, you have to have something in your arsenal that you can throw at them that will make them think twice and not do it. And the thing is, when you're speaking to someone young, is they don't have the benefit of experience. It's almost like if you've ever seen a baby try and put its hand in a flame. It has no concept of how that's going to go. You know, it doesn't know how that's going to end up, or it wouldn't do it. And it's the same with children, when they see people smoking or drinking or doing drugs. They look upon it and they think, well, people do it, you know, they seem to be enjoying it. We're not allowed to do it, so it makes us want to do it more. In that scenario, just giving no reason and saying, don't do it, it's wholly bad, and we'll punish you for doing it, is not effective. All that does is drive it underground. So children will do this and they'll hide it, they won't talk about it, lie about it, so it develops a host of other bad behaviours and it encourages the wrong type of behaviours. Ultimately, I think children and young people are kind of like these birds that I've got on my camera here. They won't, and the message is like the bread that you're throwing out. If you put it down at your feet and you just wait, it'll stay there forever. They'll never go near it, and it's because it's not attractive to them. But if you break it to small pieces and you put it in an environment they like, put it somewhere safe and nice like I've done here, and then go away and leave them to their own devices, then they will come upon it on their own terms, you know, individually, and they'll be much more likely to eat it or take the message on. So I think that's the approach that we need to take. Rather than try to ram a message down people's throats or repetitively just tell them over and over, that doesn't work. Even if you have a large budget, if you put like millions of pounds into an ad campaign to say no to drugs, like they did, and it was called Say No to Drugs, it actually had the opposite effect. It made people more aware that drugs were available, but it didn't put them off doing them. And I can't imagine it's any more difficult to get drugs now than it was when I was younger. And it was incredibly easy for me. I mean, I didn't even want them or ask for them or know they were there. I was just at a party, I got drunk. Usually that's what happens. Your decision making goes out the window, and you're young anyway, so you've not really developed any yet. And then you just, you're open to suggestions. So things like drugs become available, and then you end up doing them. So I did ketamine when I was like 15, and I can't remember the rest of the night really. It just completely knocked me out as far as I know, so God knows what happened there. But that's the kind of thing we've got to try and combat. Why would a kid say no to that? If they're in a peer pressure scenario, or like me, they just got laid, they were drunk, you know, they were riding high, they felt invincible, and this looked like a cool, fun idea to a drunk young person. How do we combat that? That's what we need to do, is figure out a strategy that is reasonably going to work and combat this. What's the alternative to that? Well, it's fascism. The alternative is complete prohibition and double harsh punishments, stop and search and checkpoints and all this kind of thing, which we don't want. Now, these things work. That's the reason, that's the alternative, but it's not an alternative we will enjoy, and it's not an alternative that we want. So, even though I'm conservative, we've got to put our liberal cap on for a minute to think of a solution to this. One that encapsulates personal responsibility. If someone behaves a certain way, it's their own fault, generally. I'm not saying there's not things that will affect it, there's factors to be considered, but the ultimate buck stops with the person. If they're an adult. If they're a child, no, it stops with the parents. Jordan Peterson said something really interesting. He said, don't teach your kids to be something you will end up hating. And I think there's a lot of wisdom in that, because you want your kids to be free, you want them to express who they are, their personality, but obviously when they're born, they don't have any of that yet. You have to lead the development of that with your own. So in that way, you kind of have to idealise be an ideologue for your child. Because that's the only way they're going to learn. They don't know anything. They have no inherent sexuality or personality or anything when they're born. Anything they can do is react to sound and suck a tit. That's it. That's literally all babies can do until you teach them. So yeah, if we want to be long surviving, successful creatures like these birds here, they've been alive a long time. Nothing's managed to wipe them out yet. In fact, look how friendly they are with the predominant species of humans. I've got them on my balcony and I'm giving them food, and You know, they know the camera's there. They can see their reflection in it, so they know it's like an eye of sorts. Like, they're quite interested in it. Look, they're looking at it now. That they can hear me talking. So yeah, we have a responsibility to our young, and I think it starts with realizing that we have got their ear. We can say things to them that they will react to and that they will follow. But the main thing we have to do is set the example physically. That's the main way that we're going to reach them, is action. So monkey say, monkey do. And that's the end of this video. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Bye now.